Hello, comrades. My name is Boris Natashaski. An article from The Verge, recent just 5 days ago, it says here Russia is interfering in Democratic primary to help Sanders, officials say. Who like new flag? Came in the mail. Amazon Prime, the beauty, $5 for flag. Now I feel at home. All I need is bottle of vodka and I'm good to go. Mwah. Love you, Amazon Prime. So great. 2-day delivery, I get flag. $5 only. Let's read article. Yes, you heard it right. Boris Natashaski. Back here talking about Bernie Sanders once again, fellow comrade. There you see true Russian hero, true American hero, Bernard Sanders. In broken English article says, Russia is interfering in the Democratic primary to help Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign. U.S. officials reportedly told Sanders' camp, according to the Washington Post. Very credible source, Washington Post. According to a subsequent report by New York Times, Sanders received the briefing a month ago. Also, credible source, New York Times, we love. There are few details from either report about what substantive actions Russia took to advance Sanders' campaign. The White House and lawmakers on Capitol Hill have also been briefed on Russia's latest interference effort. In a statement responding to the news, Sanders harshly criticized the Russian government in any effort at election interference. Nicely done, Bernie. Well played. Just how Vlad told you to play it. Unlike Donald Trump, I do not consider Vladimir Putin a good friend. He is an autocratic thug who is attempting to destroy democracy and crush dissent in Russia. Because if there's one thing we know, it's that Bernie cares about democracy. I stand firmly against their efforts and any other foreign power that wants to interfere in our election. Again, nicely done, Bernie. You read perfectly from the script that Vlad gave you. Nicely done. It's a partial replay of the 2016 primary in which Russian troll campaigns used social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter to hurt Hillary Clinton's candidacy and back Sanders. See, Bernie, what they don't know is, and what you won't admit, because we know you can't, is that we've always had your back from day one. And by day one, I mean your honeymoon in Russia, my friend. Excuse me, comrades, sometimes I forget what country I really am for, so I got to know, you know. Earlier this week, Sanders was asked to disown online harassers that claim to support his candidacy, commonly referred to as Bernie Bros, on the internet at both CNN Town Hall on Tuesday and Wednesday night's Democratic debate in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sanders responded, suggesting that the harassment campaigns could be led by Russian operatives, not just his real supporters. So again, Bernie, we've talked about this before. You know the script from Vlad. Bernie Bros, we're out here, we support you as well. The key thing you need to do when either one of you gets the blame put at you, be that Bernie Bros, our online apparatus, Vladimir, we always point the finger at the other party. It's one big game of confusion. So if we're able to point the finger at the others for long enough, then eventually the stupid media will forget. And we know how it is. Most Americans have the IQ half that of Russians. We know this. Russians far superior to Americans when it comes to IQ and to politics in general. Dumb Americans, if you point them in different directions for long enough, eventually they just run in circles until they forget about it. And then they sit down on couch because they're too tired. They just sit there and eat and eat and eat and just watch Netflix. Not a smart bunch we're trying to fool, right, Bernie? It's not that hard. We've told you, Vlad's told you many times how to fool people. And once again, to the Bernie Bros, we've totally got your back. Money, whatever you need, online assistance, we've got you covered. Now, all of that said, we know that the Democratic Party does not favor you as their candidate. We know that the Democratic Party, and Trump as well, they'd rather keep the status quo. They know that a Bernie election is one step closer to communism, which is the ultimate goal of Bernie Sanders. Socialism's ultimate goal, next step, always communism. So even though they don't have the evidence, we know what they're trying to do. So again, Bernie, we know what they're trying to do. We know how they're trying to portray you because they know what the ultimate outcome will be of a Bernie presidency. But again, as I said, Bernie bros, Bernie yourself, whatever deniability you need from us, we have got you covered on that one, Bernie. So that was it. Brief video just talking about the dumb Democrats who have no clue and the dumb Americans who have no clue and they line up, keep voting for Bernie and his promises of free stuff. When the workers unite. That's always the lie we were able to use here to bring communism to power. Workers unite. If we can continue to divide along class lines, we can convince the individuals who aren't making the money that it's somebody else's fault, that the political structure is actually what is holding them back. The reality is it's always just a power play for us. Those of us who are not in power, if we're able to unite poor individuals behind us under the guise of we're here for the working class, workers unite. If we can mobilize these poor low IQ individuals behind us, those dumb to politics, then instead of individuals like Bernard Sanders being kind of like a mid-level individual in terms of the power he actually wields, we can get him to the presidency and he can in turn wipe out the government, create a new power structure where our ideologies become the main ideology. It's all a political game, and people, don't worry, poor people, don't worry, workers who unite, you'll always be an underclass to us as well. That's why we need you. Like we said, low IQ voters, young people, dumb to the process, poor people, dumb to the process. Whatever master you're serving, you're going to serve somebody. So be that the current political structure in your system or communism like in our country. As long as we can play to your fears, then you'll always be the underclass. But the great thing is now you can be underclass to us, communist government. So remember, when you get out there, Americans, and you have a chance to vote in your primary, low IQ voters, we need you to come out en masse and vote for your man, Bernard Sanders. A better America for a better Russia. Thank you for watching the video.